Hi, I'm John Wibben, author of Content Rich. I want to thank you for subscribing to our newsletter and our blog, and just wanted to take a few moments to tell you a little bit more about the book and why I wrote it. You know, I've spoken to a lot of groups around the country and also locally, business groups, corporations, about their online marketing activities. And what I've seen time and time again is that there's a knowledge gap out there. And companies are wondering, why aren't they selling more online? Why aren't they ranking higher in the search engines for certain keyword terms? And there seems to be some confusion. And you know, my goal is to distill it down to the basics and let them know that it's really not that complex. There's some basic things you need to do from a keyword research standpoint, from writing the copy, and then actually implementing the copy and leveraging the copy across all different types of online media, whether it's your PPC ads, your online content on your website, your blog, leveraging that content across all the different types of media and different types of sites that you may have is really fundamental, and it's one thing that a lot of companies aren't doing. So I wrote this book because I thought there was real need out there for more information on the topic, and to let people know that they could do it themselves. They don't need to outsource and spend $100,000 with an agency to have them write content and tell them what they need to know, because it's all right here in the book. And one thing that I always appreciate is when a book gives you substance. It's not just a calling card or business card for whoever wrote it. We've all read books like that before, where you finish it and you go, wow, was that a sales pitch, or was that a book that told me about the subject? So I wanted to really write a substantive book on the topic, really dive into each type of content, whether it's newsletters, emails, blogs, wikis, any of the numerous types of content that you can put out there. I wanted to take a deep dive into each of those and really explain how to write for those different types of content vehicles, B, how to use them online and get them out there, like press releases, for example. There's a real science to that, and how to leverage the content across all of them so you can get the most benefit. And so the other thing too on top of that is that you don't have to pay a lot to get things rolling. People think they have to outsource it to a copywriter and pay upwards of $10,000 on a yearly basis to do it. You don't need to do that. All you need is you need to learn how to write, and you need to know how to implement keywords in the copy. And keyword research is another important topic that we really take a deep dive into in the book, and kind of make that basic, help people understand how to do it right using Word Tracker and Keyword Discovery and some of the other online tools, some of the free tools that are out there, to really capture what are those keyword phrases. Do you know what your customers are searching for? 9 times out of 10, you're missing some keyword phrases that you could be ranking for, and being found for online. So we get into that, and then we also get into a detailed analysis of before and after. Here's a home page before we used any kind of keywords, any kind of research on it, and before we rewrote it, here's what it looks like afterwards. And so there's some good case studies in the book kind of talk about that. In the resources section in the back, there's I think 3 or 4 pages full of great websites, online marketing type sites that you can go to and find out more about a variety of different topics that we talk about in the book. So it's my hope that this book will not only help your business succeed, but will really change the philosophy of a lot of businesses out there who think it's hard to do, that they don't have the time to do it, that they're strapped from a resources standpoint, or not having enough people. We want to break through all that and really capitalize on the fact that this is something that can be done. It's too important not to do, and there's a lot of businesses that are missing out on big sales opportunities, both on their site once prospects get there, and they're missing out on rankings on the search engines. And I see it with almost every client. There's an opportunity there, and whether it's the biggest corporations in the world, we've worked with Fortune 10 companies, and we've seen issues on their websites that, surprisingly enough, you wouldn't think you'd find, but we did. And you see it on startups and medium-sized companies. So across the board, there's a knowledge gap out there, and it's my hope and my belief that can be corrected and dealt with, and that your business can go on to new sales and new customer relationships within a matter of 2 or 3 months. So again, thanks for your interest in our newsletter and our blog, and I invite you to find out more and purchase the book. Thanks a lot.